live there, son.
Oh man, boy, good morning.
Good morning. Well, you're
I'm
working
sweating.
out. Working out.
I'm sweating profusely.
Oh, that's with a P or a P. So how you doing, brother? Good morning, man.
Good morning.
We want to say good morning to our guests, all the way from the island of Paia,
Yeah.
Kathleen Tatem.
Good morning, Kathleen. Thank you for coming on the
RiFF.
Yeah, thank you for having me here.
So let's just get right into it. Tell us about how everything got started with going into the deep world of science and space.
Oh, I feel like that was like a lifelong calling. Like I've been wanting to be a scientist since as long as I could remember, like since I was a toddler even. I was saying I want to be a scientist. So I feel like I'm just living the dream of, I also wanted to live on Maui in particular as a kid.
Because you're originally from
New Jersey. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, that's quite a hike. Yeah,
That's a far space travel there.
Yeah. I guess, as a kid, I thought I wanted to be a marine biologist. I think then in age, I guess 14 or somewhere in middle school, I found a book about physics called The Elegant Universe by Greene, and that was what made me interested in physics and these like abstract kind of questions you can answer with science.
Yeah. So who's your favorite? You got a favorite scientist or?
I guess now that I'm consider myself a scientist, I'd be like me. But I guess like Brian Greene was my hero.
What do you think of?
There he is.
there he is. Let's see.
That's a good name, Brian Greene. Yes.
Yeah, and he's kind of from your neck of the woods. He's from New York.
Yeah, so
there.
that was how I felt like my dream came
Harvard
full
University.
circle.
Oh yeah.
Because he was my professor in college. So
what college you went to?
I guess it says where he teaches, but I went to Columbia University.
Wow.
So yeah.
You are the real deal, everybody. She is the real deal.
So, what kind of daily or public kind of scientific work or interest do you have?
Well, I've done a lot of different research in experimental physics and also studied foundations of physics or philosophy of physics. And I guess on Maui, I've been leading astronomy tours for the past, like before the pandemic started.
Ooh,
wow.
Exciting. Where?
At the Hyatt.
Oh,
that is incredible. Put that down, Arlie.
yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I went and
And how big is the tour usually run? I mean, because of the pandemic. So
I guess I don't have to do it, and I didn't want to do it in the pandemic.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about making a video tour, but it would be kind of complicated, like the way you have all the microphones and videos going on here right now. I'd have to do some engineering to make that happen.
Well, we can help you.
Well, also we're a production company.
Yeah.
We produce another show called Conservation Conversations.
So we can produce
Oh my
yours.
gosh!
Yeah.
Yeah, because I have like a telescope with a camera, and it's just like I was like when I'm outside with it, it's like you have the wind, and then it's like
Arlie, right there.
Wow! So then I didn't even know about all these.
No, check
tools,
this out. My brother Arlie just got us some new toys. We can do an on location kind of deal.
Oh my gosh!
So he got the mics and he gets small little setup we can do. And,
oh my gosh!
yeah, we can
That'd be
come
awesome.
to. Yeah, that would be good. We can talk about it after the show and stuff.
Yeah.
Well, we could talk about it now.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, I have two telescopes, so it's like I want to make events, and I guess my idea was because I didn't want to do in-person ones. Everyone's like looking into the same little space, look into a telescope.
So telescopes, they can run pretty pricey, correct?
Oh yeah.
I think so. But you could also buy, I don't know, smaller ones or binoculars and find
and be cool at seeing what you need to see.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, because the one that Donna is gonna get, it's pretty pricey, and the one she got now, I just couldn't believe looking at the nebula.
Nebula?
Yeah. Wow. I was like blown away.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it what I seen, man.
Yeah.
I mean, it was the first time ever.
I remember as a kid having a little telescope that had all kinds of adjustments, and you could really not see anything until it was hard to like line up even to see the moon.
So is this...
And then, but now with technology, things that cost maybe thousands of dollars, years ago, is probably you could like with your phone, you could probably get
something small, yeah.
get a decent shot of the craters of the moon.
Yeah,
and,
I've
right?
done
Is that true?
Yeah, I have it on my phone.
You've got some shots.
I do. I could. I already.
Here, send it to me.
I can.
Send it to my.
Let's see.
Right
I haven't.
here.
Well,
I seen it.
there it is on my phone.
The first time I ever seen like really look at the craters on the moon. I mean, it was. I mean, I'm like, what? I can't believe how clear
Yeah.
a telescope can go right up to it. You know.
Pictures and I'll put it up on the screen.
Awesome.
Or I'll post it.
So this is our first guest gift we want to give you from me and Arlie.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so you can open it up on the RiFF.
Whoa.
Yeah, so we're gonna give that to all our. We always sporadically like to give gifts for much mahalo for coming on.
Yeah, and sharing your
sharing your knowledge
and for being a part of our show.
Yeah,
Yeah. Thank you so much.
yeah. Oh, it matches green and green.
It's like my favorite color.
Yeah,
the
right
ocean
on.
Color.
So
But-
how many years would you say you've spent studying and being under tutelage of? Is it astronomy specifically?
No, I would say most like my degrees are in physics and philosophy. So I guess I feel like I've been studying for the past 10 years as an adult. Like I've been studying my whole life. So I just took an online class. It just never ends, right? So
Wow.
No, it never ends.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Could you tell us a little bit for the layman?
Layman's terms.
The type of physics you studied, how would that be explained to somebody who's
know about ukulele and guitar.
basically.
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, actually, my first intro to physics. Like I'm the first in my family to go to college, so I didn't really have like expectations about what college would be like.
Right.
And, I knew I liked physics from that book by Brian Greene, but I didn't know really what physicists did. So I went and I had like a work study, so I looked up jobs on the campus, and there was this physics apparatus room job. So my first physics mentor is actually from Oahu and played ukulele. And
What's his name?
David Tam. Yeah, his
hey.
dad teaches at Punahou, I think. So
Oh.
he's, but yeah, he got me into physics and like convinced me that I should major in physics, not engineering, because I was in the
Wow.
engineering school.
Uh-huh.
And I was like tinkering with all these things. It was like this mad sciencey kind of place where he made physics demonstrations.
Wow.
So that was instead of actual experiments, it was the apparatuses that would be shown in front of the lecture hall classes.
So what is can you kind of share with us what is one of the experiments that you had to do kind of achieve or do something for the
Yeah.
class?
Those demonstrations.
Yeah.
I guess the one that I liked the most maybe was like building this big Tesla coil.
Wow, that's
which
the first
basically-
time I heard that. Okay, go ahead.
And so yeah, I built like lots of stuff. I built I think my first one was just a little circuit that had two lamps, but they demonstrated emission and absorption of spectra. So you can look through these glasses, and you'll see that there's some like gaps between there's like all this little makes like a rainbow.
Wow.
The diffraction glasses. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So you just have
basic-
like things to demonstrate physics phenomena. So that would be.
So you're actually in there like tinkering and making and
she's like
part
deep-
engineer, part
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
well,
like
Yeah.
making
Fun.
guitar amps. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She's into the tubes.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm definitely into tinkering. So I feel like you don't have to do that if you're necessarily studied physics or philosophy or something. So that's just me.
right.
I did like robotics in high school and
Yeah.
loved that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah.
It's
So-
kind of a nice mixture of physicality and also philosophy.
Yeah.
Almost like a scholarly warrior.
What's your take on artificial intelligence? Since we're talking about robotics now for a tad bit,
I don't know like
too much about it.
too much about it or how many
Yeah.
all the different directions that could
You
go
think
in.
it's going to be changing in the next 20, 30 years
Mm-hmm.
in the world? Like as far as, everything is going to be, like AI, so to speak. Elon Musk is the big, Imua, that forger. He's forging this forward to live on Mars, having this incredible electric vehicles. And, he's ahead of everybody's time. I mean, he's like the new Tesla, the way I think about it. And as far as inventing things. Yeah, so I'm totally for artificial intelligence, AI. you know. But it goes, it can go as far as like, you're not going to get jobs, you know. It's going to be do with robots be serving you, or you know what I mean, or like say doctors, you know, they can replace it by a robot.
Yeah.
You know,
That's
for
kinda
certain
scary.
things, yeah, it's kind of scary. Trusting a robot for your health, you know.
Yeah, I feel like that's why I knew I had to study philosophy of science to just
Yeah.
kind of, think about all the bigger picture of things
Yeah.
instead of just
Of how humans
Totally.
would respond and deal with on a daily basis their inner what we are as human beings, and how we're going to react with this thing that we just invented. Hey guys, we just invented this in the laboratory. Oh, what does it do? Well, it blows up things. Oh, okay. Let's put that over here for now. I think the military could use that. Yeah.
Good thing the government is not going to listen to us on this show.
Hey man, we're just chatting.
We just riffing, man. Come on, we're just chatting, have a good time. We got 4 shots of coffee for our friend here.
Thank you.
But
Yeah, what's your thought on like clean power, like Tesla coil, maybe nuclear power and stuff that the things that we're using right now. I own an electric bicycle, and it's so fun to ride. It's quiet. I don't have to fill it up for gas, blah blah blah. And but you do have to charge it, and batteries don't last forever. It's a lithium battery.
so it's not solar powered. There's no solar panel you can hook up to it.
I'm sure if I was an engineer or, I could probably attempt to try to build something. But no, that's beyond my grasp. But
Yeah, I guess like my interest was always more like really the fundamental of physics, because I wasn't thinking, I guess like if you have new fundamental discoveries, that makes more possibilities for what kind of tools that can be created for different applications. And yeah, I worked in plasma physics, which is like an alternative energy sort of
Wow.
research.
how does that work? Plasma.
I guess the way it'll work to make energy like electricity would be like the steam, because it's a hot plasma. So it's basically like creating like fusion. So it's like you have, but yeah, I just wanted to work in that lab because it was awesome. Like you had this huge magnetic confinement chamber to create, and then creating these plasmas. Like I just thought like I need to work there.
Are you have any kind of equipment to kind of be like a inventor or work on things? Like, do you have a laboratory in your basement where you do experiments?
That would be cool. I guess
She got a Matson container on the side of her car, Arlie.
I would say like I have the tools of an inventor, just having my education, because
Yes,
that's
yes.
the problem solving sort of
And your
skills.
tool chest is all up here, and if you want to take it out, you can just lay it out
Yeah.
and put it back in, and
Yeah. So I would say just knowing how to, approach different questions
Yeah.
and where to find the resources you need. And if you don't remember things, just knowing, what exists,
Yeah, yeah.
what other tools exist to go get them when you need them,
That
whether
is-
that's in a book or
That is so cool. I'm always looking on YouTube and other sources, but usually YouTube and Google are the main ones to go to right off the bat. And I've seen some home engineer, inventors slash I guess they're dealing with everything, physics, electromagnets, making things at home. And this guy reaches out to his viewers and says, you guys, any donations you guys give will help me get this new electromagnet machine that I need to further more experiments. And this guy's just like doing it out of his garage, and it looks like a full-on like laboratory with inventors, crazy things, and I'm really inspired when I see people doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's very cool. And if you had any kind of maybe could link up with people who could do that, that would be ideal for you to
yeah. I
kind of just
definitely
roll
miss
in.
that kind of,
Yeah.
working in a lab, but I love Maui.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Maui is a outdoor lab when you think about it.
Yeah.
It's a strong vortex. You've been up to the crater, of course, right?
Yeah.
Inside the crater.
I guess I haven't gone on like one of those long treks, but I've
Yeah.
walked down into it. And
Yeah, being on the outside of the rim is one thing, but being in,
yeah,
it's
so
powerful.
powerful.
It
yeah.
is,
I
yeah.
feel like it's such a powerful place that I'm like, just inspired being here. So
Did you ever see have a chance to see the full moon from the top of the Mauna, Haleakala?
I've
Or, like,
been up
half a
there at
moon,
night,
yeah.
but yeah, I guess I remember seeing the Milky Way, and
Yeah.
I don't remember the moon in particular, but
Yeah,
it's
it's super clear, and it's like you're really on moon.
yeah, it's
in
kind of
space.
otherworldly.
Yeah.
Just the terrain. Yeah, it's so awesome. So yeah, I feel like when I see the volcanic features of the land, I'm just like, it's just so awesome because you just feel like,
You're on a different
you
planet.
can tell you're on a planet. You can really tell you're on a planet. So yeah.
You believe in there's some type of a UFO out there landing on Maui, or
I've heard
or-
stories about people telling me about UFOs.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess anything's possible, but yeah, I definitely feel like it's like such a powerful place. Like we have a, strong. I feel like a stronger intuition here than other places. So it's awesome.
At one point I thought like Haleakala was like Area 51. It's like this secret area where the mountain can open up and
So-
aircraft landing there.
Hey,
So-
man. I've heard stories, but I'm gonna say more like spiritual or magical
Yep.
place. There's certain power places, and I don't know if it's power.
Power grids going through.
Yeah, I don't know if it's has to do with the Earth's
Yeah, we
magnetic,
was talking about it. Yeah,
we're talking
check-
about
yeah,
this
to
morning.
this morning,
a little
yeah.
bit about how going to physics and stuff, and Fig Newton's law.
Fig Newton's law.
You
I don't know if I know Fig Newton's law.
Well, you know what? I'm hungry for you. Got some in your pocket?
No,
Oh,
I love Fig
man.
Newton. So no, but I was telling B that I don't know if I believe in gravity. It's more of
This is
magnetism.
interesting.
Well,
I've got this crazy concept. Okay, so you tell me what you think of it.
Check this concept out. Watch out now.
Okay, so it has to do with magnetism and okay, so here's my thought. That gravity is just a name, and the concept of it kind of makes sense, but what's really holding us down to Earth is not gravity. I mean, you can call it that because we all grew up learning about gravity, but it's more negative and positive pull magnetism. So put it this way: if you got here's one magnet, and here's another magnet, and they're the same polarity, they're not gonna stick, right? But if they're negative and positive, then they're gonna stick together. So us humans and the Earth, that's why we stick to Earth, and we can jump as high as we can, but always come back down.
yeah.
So now what happens if we can, now mysticism and magic, we can somehow change the polarity of our body to be repelled from the Earth? That's where ancient stories of people who had levitation or light skills who could jump really high or fly.
Well,
What are your thoughts on that?
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my first thought is like you're kind of getting some physics concepts in there. Like you're realizing that there's, you're having electrostatic interaction with the Earth, or the reason you're not going to the center of the Earth right now is because the electromagnetic force between your body and the floor or the chair is stronger than gravity. So most forces we experience in the world are electromagnetic in origin, like friction or just the fact that we're not at the center of the Earth right now and just on the surface, that's electromagnetism. So you can think of other forces like balancing or canceling out evenly if you're just stationary.
Right. Like if you had a strong magnet under this book, and you had something metal, and you move the magnet, you move around. If you went like this, at a certain point, it's the magnet pulling it down, but you know what I mean. It's gonna fall regardless. But when it hits that force of magnetism, then you can feel it. You can feel the tugging of it. So that's what I'm.
So you're kind of wondering like if there's can be like you're seeing like there's like a
manipulation
repulsive and attractive force for electromagnetism, and then you're wondering about where's like the repulsive force.
Yeah,
of gravity.
so instead of actually making something combustible or like engines, or where you have to burn something to push, and guys are doing it in Japan with the super trains. They're using those magnets, and they're going super fast and with very little friction. Of course, there's going to be some friction. So, what are your thoughts on that as far as like the Earth now? Now, these are stuff that guys make in a laboratory. They make the track, they get the superconductors, and now you got a cool train. But now, doing that to your body.
I don't know.
Right?
This guy's a scientist.
I don't know if that's scientist or mysticism or what, but people do yoga, they do breathing, they do amazing things they meditate, and they wrap themselves with a wet blanket in sub-zero temperatures, and they sit and they meditate and they dry this wet blanket on their body. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh, you haven't heard of that?
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. I seen
Now,
that.
just with the power of their mind and breathing and manipulating their thing, they take and that's one of the tests for the monks out there. They go into the Himalayas, sit in the snow, put a wet towel around it, and they can't go back in the cave until they dry the towel.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know about it, but I guess it could be like the sort of mental, focus of
what the amazing things that humans can do. So now compile that with your or our human beings' knowledge of physics and everything else, how to make tools and gadgets and stuff. Wow. So that's kind of where my mind kind of ventures off to now and then when I've
because you like to hybrid the whole philosophy. Huh?
Hybrid, yeah. But so far I don't have a laboratory to practice my
That's okay.
My ideas.
I feel like
This is a laboratory. You can practice right here.
You can have like thought experiments.
Yeah.
And just
like
think
that.
about
Thought experiments.
Yeah.
We're gonna start a new podcast.
But I'm glad you're here
Thought
because I wanted
experiments.
to bounce that off of you and see if you kind of join in enthusiastically or go like, I don't think so.
I'm trying to like I feel like I'm listening in to see like, okay, what concepts does he have going on that are correct, and then there's like, okay, there's lots to unpack here.
Well, I just wanted to run that past you because I
Yeah.
run it. Anything I run past my brother Brian, he's my best. He's like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Yeah.
He's always cheering me on.
I guess it's like an observation that you notice that gravity is like a weaker force and most things are electromagnetic. So
It's
I
like
think it's awesome to think about. Cause
Who's that guy, Neil deGrasse Tyson?
Yeah.
So he got a comedian, then he got somebody very serious scientist, and then himself. I think that's a good balance. Like
they're coming from different parts of the brain, obviously, and different parts of education.
Yeah, I mean, but you can be thinking like philosophy, and then you can thinking like comical, and it's like, wait, that's true. And it's like, but it's not really true, but it's funny.
It's a thought,
Yeah, and it's a thought, but it's funny.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's.
I definitely feel like Maui. Like I'm just into doing yoga and looking at stars. So I'm just kind of just relaxing here and feeling like it's fine to be just curious and not have to.
What kind of yoga do you practice? What brand or
I
style?
guess I just do it on my own rather than in a studio. But I guess I've done all kinds of yoga, like vinyasa yoga or just whatever the, sun salutation kind of
cool.
flow and those
Right
kind
on.
of things. So
Yeah, the sun one is that's the opener. Huh?
yeah.
Well, that's cool. How long you been doing that for your body?
I've done yoga for years, like since in high school I started doing that. So yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
It's good to keep yourself aligned.
Yeah.
To everything.
So I always combine like meditating and that kind of thing. The stargazing is like meditating for me a bit because I'm just kind of becoming really in tune with nature. That's how I feel like leading the star tours was for me.
See that is cool, man.
When you
it's
do
like-
your star tours, do you do it on the property of the resort?
Yeah.
Do you guys go up on the roof?
Yeah.
Oh, that
usually.
is cool. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and I guess I felt like I would make, I have to figure out how to do this, but I would make like a tour that's really like starts with doing yoga and then ends with stargazing, because that's kind of like what I would do myself to like sort of get to know the sky ahead of my tour.
That's a great idea.
So that was that's like what I got out of it, because each time you lead a tour, it's probably just a lot of information or just fun for people. But for me, it's like I guess I really got to know the sky and know how it changed, which didn't feel like learning nature as a scientist, but just having this being in tune with nature.
It's amazing. Nature, when you see nature on our planet and you look up at the sky, it's like the sky is like nature also. I mean, you're just looking at that. It's just, nature is so vast.
Yeah.
It's just amazing just to go beyond that planet and go beyond that and to the next star,
Yeah.
How often
awesome.
are your tours? Or
I
do you
guess
make them?
I'm not making them right now.
Okay.
I was trying to think about the virtual way to do it, or maybe if I find a place, like we could have like a spread out sort of, I don't know, yoga or distance sort of.
That's a good thing to have.
But
You bring
I
your
would
yoga
need to
mat
find
and
I need to find a venue somewhere on Maui to make that happen. But
I think on being on a roof, as long as there's not too much ambient light from the buildings or areas nearby. I don't know how it was at the Hyatt roof, but it must have been good enough to get some decent visibility, right?
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And then you'd have a couple of telescopes up for everybody to take a chance and look through.
Mm-hmm.
That is ideal.
Yeah.
Man, it'd be great if we could do something like that with you on an evening that maybe you would know a certain time of year would be ideal for viewing, and we could get on this roof.
Oh yeah,
and do it.
yeah, anywhere.
Wouldn't you say why the scientists go up to the crater? Because there's nothing. You're at the highest point. That's what a perfect place to view.
The atmosphere being thinner is what it makes a difference for. If you wanted to do research with the telescopes, like you want the best signal from the light, so you want less atmospheric atmosphere in the way, because that'll distort the light.
But just for
that's what the stars twinkling are. It's the atmosphere. Just
for fun and enjoyment, you wouldn't have to do that. You could avoid the
you don't need
cold.
to. You don't need to be cold. Yeah. Yeah.
I know this is within the same subject, but a couple of weeks ago, they were saying there's a demon meteor that's going to come pass by close to Earth, and it's pretty huge. I was reading about it on Google. It's like, wow.
Oh my gosh.
It's huge.
Well, I think that's why the moon has craters, because the moon's kind of protected Earth, because it's got some gravitational pull away from our planet.
That kind of stuff just intrigued me. How big this massive boulder is just scorching through the skies.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That big, like 5 football fields, or
Yeah, I feel like some of my favorite views. Like I guess this. I saw the conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn in the winter. That was so awesome.
Oh, wow.
So I've just pulled that out for myself for a couple friends to look at it, and it was amazing.
I really want to.
Mind blowing.
You must have seen any comments. These comments going past. I want to experience that.
Oh yeah,
I never did see it.
Track them and know the coordinates. You can
I want to sit on a
comet.
telescope.
Yeah.
And just really follow it and just cruise with it.
Oh,
how some people. There's a lot of my friends like to cruise with the, when whale season with the mother and the.
Oh yeah, you kind of can track a
it's
comet.
like for 4 to 6 hours. It's like 4 to 6 hours, but it's the same thing. If you with space, you see this incredible comet just scorching. It's so cool, man.
Yeah, I think the first thing I saw in a telescope was Jupiter and its moons, which was so mind blowing, because I don't know if I looked through telescopes ever as a kid.
Yeah.
I think it first started.
Yeah, I can recall
college.
myself. Yeah, I can recall.
It was so mysterious, because there was the old observatory at the university. So I was like, oh my gosh, that's how I first led astronomy tours, was volunteering for these outreach events at the universities. And when I saw the Jupiter's moons, I was just blown away, because you read that Galileo saw them hundreds of years ago. So then it's just like, whoa, I'm seeing it, like exactly what he saw, and it was just so mind blowing.
So the Big Bang Theory. What's happening with that? In a nutshell.
Well, I studied cosmology and yeah, pretty awesome. I guess 'cause when you study cosmology, that's the Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
So,
Why does some people don't believe in that?
I mean, people believe
The
all
way
kinds
how
of weird
it's
stuff, but
like the evolution of how everything started. I mean, I don't want to get into politics, but some people really don't believe that.
I mean, I guess it seems like, well, I guess the idea of like cosmology becoming something that you can study with science is relatively recent, and that just comes from observations of things like the cosmic microwave background. So before you had like something like that, it was like kind of these big questions. Maybe there wasn't experimental information that you could make conclusions on about the cosmos.
There's no there's no data, but with inventors and engineers, now you can have a better idea of like, okay, 50 years ago, 100 years ago, how did these ancient people know instinctively what was going on? Maybe they don't know like the numbers and the distance and light years and stuff, but they knew somewhat what we know now.
Oh, yeah.
It's just in a different way, more in a mystical way, which I like to.
I love that kind of stuff too.
Yeah, I like to delve in that.
I like it when you talk about like the Mayan calendar, the mystical. When I hear mystical, I think about the Mayan calendar.
You know, they came before, and they were obviously.
What year? What year? Do you know?
Oh, I have no idea. Like
AD, BC, or ADD? What? Which is?
AD. I don't know.
I'm just kidding.
I mean, if
Sorry,
I look
Kathleen, we always like to dive on each other. Years, yeah. So.
But okay. Anyways, back to Kathleen. You're from New Jersey. I'm gonna take a hard.
I know, man. You're ignoring me, man.
Yeah, because I know you're trying to mess with me.
No, I'm not trying to mess with you, man. No.
So, New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Coney Island.
Yeah. Born and raised.
Born and raised, near Philadelphia.
Okay.
So I went to school in New York for college, but it was like a culture
Philadelphia
shock.
freedom. Yeah.
So, because I would say it's like I was in the suburbs of area of Philadelphia versus like the North Jersey suburban area of New York.
I got a good friend from New Jersey, Serpico's. He owns Prison Street Pizza.
Yeah.
His name is Hatch.
Yeah, I called that place when I came here. I told my sister it was like the Ricardo's of Haleakala, because we have every New Jersey town probably has like their own pizza shop.
Yeah, he's the real deal, man.
He's
He's a super nice guy.
Yeah.
He's a nice family and great sandwiches and
so that was
pizza.
Yeah, definitely something you'll find in Jersey. Like every town having their own pride in their own pizza shop.
That is awesome. I just love pizza and Philly cheesesteaks and stuff like that.
Oh, now we're talking about food.
I was gonna say like my the mysticism and science connection was like I went to Ireland, and then I guess like the kind of cultural leaders there. He asked me like before I left to come back to Maui, like if I think it can be true, this legend that or myth or something that there are stars at the center of the earth or at the bottom of the earth. Oh. So I thought like he was like, can such a thing be true? He was also like asking me all these questions like from my science background. Do I think it's possible? And I thought it is true, because I was like about to be going on a plane to Hawaii. So I just thought about how maybe it was like this really ancient, like poetic way of thinking about, that the earth is round, and that, on the bottom of the earth, if you don't think about the center and just think about, all the way through the earth as a sphere, there's actually stars there, because when the sun's up, there's stars on the other side.
You know what?
So I was thinking it's, not as, it sounds really spacey if you take it literal, but if you think about these, like, maybe ancient societies having like a poetic way of talking.
Absolutely.
I thought
I
that
like
was
that.
awesome.
So we have to kind of, when you get access to these ancient writings and scrolls or whatever, you have to put yourself at that time and what they were saying, and not look at it as where we are and going, no, that's what were they thinking?
Yeah. Because there's some, I think, wisdom in it, and maybe it's just a way of talking, or because it's also like a oral story, so it's like put into some poetic form the way it's remembered.
That's the first time I heard it like that.
No, but yeah, that is sweet. It makes it sweet.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought it was like awesome, and I was I was also getting quizzed on like, do you think this could be true, that kind of thing, and I was like, actually, yeah. When I heard it that way, I think it's true.
How much is your schooling and your scientific training and stuff and all your education stop, or how much does it give you to where you won't tolerate certain like ridiculousness, and you'll just kind of brush off, like people say, the earth is hollow. What else? Sasquatch,
Or like Dante's Inferno in the middle
blah
of
blah blah, like UFOs,
AI.
Loch Ness monster.
Oh, I like all of that stuff, man.
Yeah, I
you know,
feel like it's good that people are curious. So I try to not like just shut people down and tell them you're wrong, but I'll just tell them, try to help them.
That's nice of you.
Think, try to.
Like how she's helping us.
I like you more now. You're a nice person.
she is.
Like, what are you talking
I tried
about?
to be like a friendly physicist, so I don't want to be
So
discouraging people from thinking.
let's talk about like the Bermuda Triangle.
Okay, I'm actually part Bermudian. Like my dad's from Bermuda. So
There we go.
This is
See,
what I think
Bermuda
also,
Triangle. True or false?
Right
I
here.
felt like this is gonna come up because I was like thinking how
It's gonna
that could
come
have been
out.
a part of my in school if you had to say where your family's from. Like as soon as you say Bermuda, that's what everyone mentions, and then it's like I had a whole childhood of being asked about like, do you think these weird physical phenomena things are real? So I've just had a whole life of like
that
thinking
was
about
intriguing.
that.
All my
Yeah.
life was like just intrigued by that.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to go to the library. That's the section I would
now
go.
my scientific brain says like, well, I need to see the statistics of how many ships are actually disappearing there versus anywhere else.
Well,
You got the stats on that.
Like-
son?
No, but I've seen so many History Channel shows and it always goes like this. The Bermuda Triangle in 1962. Blah, 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 was traveling through and it disappeared. And then all of a sudden, after all this stuff, they interview people. This is at the very end. They go like this. The Bermuda Triangle. Is it real? You decide.
Oh, come on.
Wait a minute. So you're not going to tell me on the show?
Oh my God.
You like the Sasquatch. After they interview all these people,
Yeah.
an hour-long show, you invested in watching this show, and they finally say at the end, I want to know if it's real or not, and I'm banking on this show to tell me, and they're like, the Sasquatch, is he real? You decide. It's like, I can't. I'll say yes then. He does exist.
Yeah, like I would say my dad said he saw, he worked at the airport, so there was a plane that just disappeared without a trace that he,
Seen it?
waved by working this job. So I guess that happens, but I don't know.
Went through a portal or something.
Yeah, and I guess the ocean's really deep there, so there's like gone without a trace kind
Well,
of thing. But I don't know how
wow.
that works with
Well, they was talking about it was
compared
like
to anywhere else.
sound. What is that?
Or like the-
sound barrier. It's like it's so deafening that it just diminishes like to smithereens, just into invisible.
Yeah,
I need some answers, guys.
Well, let me check my Google. You wanna dial in on the triangle and see what you got?
I've
Or-
seen so many shows. I can tell you. You ask me a question, and I'll say what they said.
I feel like there's I did in like grade school like little
How about
projects
the-
on the triangle.
Have
And there's
you?
just all these weird theories out there.
Yeah,
so
how fun,
I
though.
just kind of summarize those for my.
They got one like the Devil's Triangle in Japan. You know about that one, right?
There's all kinds of. They're calling them power points or grids, and
Right.
where things happen.
Right.
And Maui is definitely a strong. Speaking of that, on the
Well,
more
we're on the equator.
Yeah,
and so it's
on a more realistic and something you can feel and that people feel, spiritual people,
Yeah.
People on spiritual journeys, shamans, healers, blah blah blah. They're drawn here, and these people feel stuff that common folks don't, like us. We have gut instinct, and we got certain kind of like, man, I don't think we should walk down that alley. Just kind of feelings. But other people feel it like 10 times stronger. They're just like those kind of
I
people.
feel it stronger here than like I would say, but I'd say like where I was in New York or New Jersey. But I guess it's like the pace of life just feels more laid back, slower pace, so that I'm, can be more aware, I guess. But yeah, I would say I feel really strong intuition here, so that's where I feel really
That's
inspired
good.
being here.
You're not
I
the
love
only
it.
one. You're
Yeah.
not the only one, and especially too when you've had that experience of, like you say, a faster pace. So you can go like this, and you're here, and then you can compare the two. Me, I was born in, living here my
Yeah.
whole life, so I don't know anything different. But TV, HBO, internet really plays part on me kind of being worldly. It's a fake worldly. It's a worldly that the world that this wants to let me know what it is. I never really experienced it firsthand, like people who come from other places.
Yeah.
But I always hear the same thing. They come to Maui and they feel something.
Yeah.
So I take their word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think I did ask someone who was like from here, born and raised, and then lived to other places, and he was like, yeah, there's a I feel a heightened intuition here, compared to living somewhere else. So I was like, yeah, this was special.
So
yeah,
what's
I
your
feel
what's your hopes and dreams for like being here? Are you like on any certain kind of timeline or strategy or ambition to what you're gonna do with what you do?
Yeah.
Or are you just kind of just cruising right now and just kind of rolling with it?
I would say like I'm doing. I guess this is part of my inspiration for my career. I guess the thinking about the social and science kind of like there's it's like very politicized, like the telescope problems in Hawaii. So just thinking about that from a philosophy of science perspective and how to handle these things as a scientist and be a responsible scientist, like responsive to society. That's what I'm thinking about now is like doing, I would call that philosophy of science, because it's like writing from a philosophy of science perspective on things. And so yeah, I would say it's an interesting place to be, and makes me think about the future of science. And that's why my class was just on sustainability and philosophy of science, but with a sustainable, think about science in a sustainable way. So
sustainable for the environment.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So you're probably referring to the Big Island then.
Yeah.
I just was going to say that. I just was going to bring it up with what's going on.
That's good.
Yeah. That's like how I feel like I'm like in an interesting, it's a place to maybe relax and look at stars, but it's like a thought-provoking place to be for someone with my background and experience. And I guess to me, I see it as like, and I guess my inspiration just comes from leading the astronomy tours. Like I feel like I had so much studying of all this math about the universe. It's great to enjoy it and just kind of take a step back. But then I'm just thinking more about the history of the telescope and thinking about telescopes themselves as an invention. So just thinking about, in the grand scheme of things, like thinking about the future of science and, how scientists address crises in the past and how we can, what to do. It's myself here.
What's going on the Big Island with the the scientists, like this is the new world, but you got the old world, which is the natives. So how do you how do they meet or
I would say like there's like
just be open to it, and just receive it instead of saying you can't do that because this is our holy land or spiritual land. You can't put this man-made steel.
That's definitely.
Yeah. I feel like it's like a critique on the fact that the current tools for astronomy aren't sustainable. So to me, that's like the inspiration to kind of think again about really back to the drawing board and telescopes as tools. So that's like what my philosophy of science research is coming at that angle. So just thinking about it that way too, like creates like a way to kind of have a vision for science that's in alignment with, I guess, sustainable or indigenous priorities as well. So that's what I've been thinking about. And then, thinking about how I feel like I wanted to study abroad. Like I consider myself like studying abroad in Hawaii because to me it's not America. And I think it's exciting, like to have a chance for like the public to be really engaged in science, and also like a chance for like cross-cultural science dialogues to happen. So
that's a good way to put it.
So for me, this is like actually exciting, and hopefully, I think there could be like a less political way that it could be resolved. Like I feel like I'm like, this is an interesting place to kind of stay put, and the pandemic happens, so then I'm like staying put for sure
right
on.
For
now. But, for me, it's been like an interesting place to be, or feel like I have some meaning for being here.
That's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Than somewhere else. And like I've had so many years at a university that at this point it was like, all right, I just want to kind of think about what, instead of just diving into another project that someone else has started. I've done that for years. I've done like 10 different kind of experiments, which is awesome. I have like all this training and skills. So now it's like, okay, I want to do a PhD but I really want to work on, my own project.
You don't want to be a multitask. You want to do just one thing.
Yeah, or make it my, kind of figure out what my passion within, because I just love it so much about physics that it's like hard to have one single thing. Like, how do I pick out of all these experiments that are being done which one I want to do as my life?
Then of course.
Well, yeah, I'd say like there's another physicist on Maui who worked on his own theories here.
Yeah.
Living in his van, surfing. So I guess he was like the one who told me like I'm a generalist, because that's how I can define myself, because I didn't stay in one specialty to become.
I like that,
to
a
just
generalist.
be a neutrino physicist or a biophysicist. Like I've done all these things, but I've done so much else that it's like I was like, well, I don't know, I should label myself that kind, even though I was like, at some point once you do particle physics, that changes your whole view on everything. So I was like, maybe I'm a particle physicist after that experience. But yeah, I figured generalist is a good way to put it.
I like that.
But to have experience in that the education to dip a toe, and not only dip a toe, but like immerse yourself in these different things.
Yeah.
Now you're here on Maui, looking for you have a passion.
Mm-hmm.
I want to go back to your tours that you did with the Hyatt. Is there any way we can help you kind of like, because we love
to promote it. Yeah.
We love to promote restaurant, anything
that anybody
anybody's
do
doing on Maui.
We're going to do it. We're going to promote it.
And we want to invite you over, and like musicians. We're musicians, so we know like we could call up like 5 right now, and if we didn't have other people coming in, and they would hey man, you just finished your CD, come down, we'll talk about it. Restaurant owners, please come down and tell us about what you guys are doing. We invite you to come and
we could do the stargazing tours that are on video.
I got an idea. My best friend, one of my best friends from high school, him and his wife live up in Kilkeel. They own Maui Goat Yoga.
Oh yeah.
Okay, so they got 3 acres there. I could talk to them because they got like an overhang, and they got like a nice little. They got a nice pad there that we could lie there on yoga mats and stargaze for hours.
Yeah.
We could work something out. You want to do that?
That would be awesome.
Yeah. Let me call Wendy.
I like that idea.
No, man, come on.
That is rad.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like I don't play instruments or have any music talent, but I have. I would go to the open mic here and do poetry readings.
Okay, give us. Wait, hold that thought. No.
Hold that thought.
Wait, let me take a picture of you. Okay, so
hold that thought. Wait. Remember, B, we were talking about underground poet night here at the RiFF.
I made that one up. I made that.
Check this out.
Okay, what's this? What's this guy? You see our electric chair? What's this? Look at that backdrop.
So
you see that?
Mic.
Oh, okay.
And we go underground poet night, and you have 10 minutes.
Yeah, and we can let's do it. Kathleen, let's do it.
My gosh.
Let's do it.
That was like my intro to Maui. Was like I presented this physics poem, so I put it on YouTube. But it's like my.
Can you say it today?
I could start it. I don't have it memorized. It's like 10 minutes long.
Just say like a couple minutes.
Okay.
Couple minutes.
Like a couple sweet lines.
Okay.
But save
Couple
the best
minutes.
part for when we do our our poet night.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So you're gonna do it right now.
Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just go as far as I remember.
Okay.
Okay. Strange, isn't it? If you start to think about it, what are we really? What's the fundamental nature of our experience? Physics makes the mundane strange, makes everyday occurrences mysterious. What hidden regularities lie within our reach? What are the patterns of nature? What mathematics do we need? A mathematical model of the universe, that's what physicists seek. But as a philosopher, I'm interested in what's beneath, the metaphysics within physics. That is what I seek. To read between the lines of mathematics, to have a metaphysical explanation, not just a useful mathematical equation. There's a philosophical problem in physics called the problem of the direction of time. It's a problem right at the intersection where physics and philosophy intertwine. my goal tonight is to argue this debate is something that experiment can decide, and then if one idea is correct, then we can, for an isolated system, we can stop time. So yeah.
Oh my God. That's
No,
the
I made
first
the
time ever.
suspense.
No,
This
that's
is
okay.
the first one ever in my life that I heard something.
Genius.
Genius. I want to play a G major 7 chord behind
I know,
that.
man, I wish I
That
had my-
is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And you know what was cool?
That is so nice. It's so meditative. I
Oh,
was
yeah,
like
yeah.
closing my eyes, and I touched the face.
At one point, I was trying to like follow you with my intellectual mind, and at one point, I just let go and just let you.
No, just let go. You just have to let go.
It's very cool, especially
I'm like on this magic carpet, and I'm holding on to you, and you just take
Especially-
us for a
Yeah.
ride.
yeah, especially when you said metaphysics.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And you got a great voice.
Thank you.
You got a great
yeah,
voice.
I think someone recognized my voice, and I was like, "Wait, what?" And as I realized, it's because I went on the open mic stage, so that
Do
people recognize my voice.
voiceovers would be really good. Like B's got a really good voice, especially these microphones. I'm sorry, we're waiting for our other one like this, but this microphone really does give you.
Yeah, we got a
that
nice
radio
little bottom end.
bottom
you
end
know,
on this microphone.
yes.
That one has more of a mid range,
Yeah.
but
But you can dial here
I
in.
could
Yeah.
tweak
When
it, yeah.
we can
when I have
tweak it.
time. Mhm.
Well, we got one more. We got one more gift for you.
Oh, my
Oh yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
So you have to close your eyes on
Okay.
this one, and if you can stick both hands out in as far as you can reach. Okay, open it.
Oh wow, this is really beautiful. Wow, a crystal.
Yeah.
That's
from
really awesome.
Arlie and I.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah,
So-
we're
That's
this
really
riff,
awesome.
here at the Riff. We like to give things.
We like to make people happy, and we
Yeah.
want to talk story, and we like to learn. So
Yeah.
it's for everybody. It's not for Arlie and I. It's for everybody who's going to check your episode out, and
Yay.
we really appreciate it.
Yeah.
too.
Think
Because we
coming
want to
up-
promote you, and we want to put like at the end, like you can do like stargazing tours, so
Yeah.
something like that for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, something
Yeah.
I've done is
Yeah.
tutoring, and then the stargazing tours are ways that I'm like kind of sharing my knowledge with the community. So
I think that's
yeah.
killer. I
Yeah.
would be interested in doing that. Something
Oh, yeah.
like that. Yeah.
Number 2.
And so would my wife.
Yeah.
Kuhel would
Yeah.
love to
Yeah, I
go
would love
out.
to.
my poem is kind of like a meditation. I would say like a philosophical meditation.
Oh, I like it. I
Yeah.
like it.
It's
a
like
lot.
summarized a master's thesis. I don't know if I told that to people, but I had an invite to do this event called Nerd Night in Honolulu. So it was,
That's
you know,
neat.
my friends were like, you can't just go up there and talk about, I was like, it's going to be about time. Like, of course, it'll just be awesome. I'll just wing it and like have a beer. And they're like, no, you have to like entertain us.
I like that. Just
And then-
remember I was telling you about
so
it.
I,
Let's
I
just
spent
wing it.
time like writing the whole, but it's like, it came out, I don't know. I guess it was like awesome for me to,
So you just winged it?
no, I wrote the poem for
Yeah.
days. I put
Yeah,
like
yeah.
all the ideas in the right, like logical kind
Yeah.
of order in rhyme. But I felt like it was like a way of, I don't know, I was thinking about like oral history and like because it was an Irish pub too. I was just thinking like this is how, you know, you would kind of preserve things in an oral tradition because I basically made it so that I can memorize like the logical arguments without
That is-
looking at it written down. And
That's
people
awesome.
wanted to see it in writing, but I haven't found a place to like publish it. I wanted to publish it somewhere it's like appreciated as a,
Wow.
you know, the science and ideas behind it.
Well,
But,
when
yeah.
you have your form thing, we can put it on the riff right when the credits going through or
Yeah.
something. You can put something on, and when we hear that incredible music by my brother Arlie, he got his ukulele masterful.
It's not off of that album.
Oh,
but
well,
anyways,
well.
my second album. But
Something like that, but yeah, this is him playing everybody right
But-
behind us.
but I wanted to thank Kathleen Tatem
Bravo.
for coming on the Riff and just being so enlightening and so
Very
so
much.
happy and so positive and
We're gonna hana ho. We're gonna do one more time.
oh no for
Yeah.
sure
You
definitely
got-
And-
there's
Thank
too
you.
much- there's too much
Yeah.
stuff to
I feel
learn.
like there's like I didn't know how much you're gonna want to ask me, but I'm
No,
like,
no, let's
no,
do it
no.
again.
Okay,
Can we
yeah.
do another
Yeah.
episode?
you did a great
Okay.
job.
Yeah.
I can come up with topics if you want me to answer about.
No, let's do it. Let's
like-
do it.
Brother B.
No Bermuda Triangle now, okay?
Okay.
Maybe Sasquatch.
Sasquatch maybe.
Sasquatch. Or the Loch Ness Monster.
Sasquatch. Brother B.
Hey, love you, brother.
Love you too.
All
Mahalo.
right. Mahalo.
Kathleen,
Kathleen,
mahalo.
thank you so much.
Thank you for
guys
being
take
on.
care.
The
RiFF.
Woo.
Oh my gosh.
Was that fun?
Yeah, I feel like I was like nervous feeling just because I know I'm being recorded.
No.
But it was awesome.